Welcome back to the program. It is now time to go through the indies. Always start with the results from all the not all, but from the action that took place last weekend in the world of professional wrestling. Going to start with AAW. Here are their results. Silas Young won a 4-way, defeating Lince Dorado, Hunter Matthews, and Christian Abel. Ryan Baez defeated Knight Wagner. The Phoenix Twins defeated the Osirian Portal. Crotch defeated Chandler McClure. Egotistico Fantastico and M-Dog 20 defeated Merrick Brave and Trick Davis. Danny Daniels defeated CJ Esparza. Shane Hollister, Nick Brubaker, and Brett Gakia defeat Eric Cannon, Ryan Cruz, and Mason Beck. Josh Raymond defeated Jimmy Jacobs, and Tyler Black defeated Claudio Castagnoli to retain the AAW Heavyweight Championship. IWA Mid-South's 12th anniversary show took place last weekend as well. Here are the results. Trauma of the Soul Touches defeated Nick Watts. Dysfunction defeated Marco Cordova. Michael Elgin defeated Prince Mustafa Ali. Brian Skyline defeated Lionel Knight. The Soul Touches of Marche Rocket and Acid Jazz defeated Jason Hades and Troy Walters. Vito Tomaselli defeated Sal Tomaselli in a Chicago street fight. The Necro Butcher defeated Sami Callihan. Dingo defeated Drake Younger to remain the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Champion. And in the main event, Corporal's Army defeated Cult Fiction in the Barbed Wire Madness match. On that note, here are the shows of this weekend and beyond. Starting with CZW tomorrow night, Decision 08. In the main event, it's a high-stakes match. Fans bring the weapons for the CZW Heavyweight, Ultra-Violent Underground, and Iron Man title. Drake Younger, Brain Damage, Danny Havoc, and the Necro Butcher. The CZW Tag Team titles are on the line. Team Andrew, Andy Sumner, and Drew Gulak will defend the gold against Two Girls, One Cup of Beef, Wellington, and Greg Excellent. Chuck Taylor defends the CZW Junior Heavyweight title against Pinky Sanchez. Sami Callihan will face Lufisto, and B-Boy goes up against Devin Moore, plus Sabian, Nick Gage, Nate Hatred, Ruckus, the return of Ryan Eagles, and more. Full Impact Pro tomorrow night. Impact of Honor 2 at the National Guard Armory in Crystal River, Florida. In the main event, Go Shiozaki defends the FIP World Heavyweight Championship against Roderick Strong. Kenny King and Jason Blade defend the FIP Tag Team titles against the Briscoe Brothers. Mischief will be the first women's athlete to defend the Shimmer Women's Championship in FIP. She defends the gold against Rain. Eric Stevens faces Tyler Black in a #1 contenders match. And Sal Renaro has an open contract to defend his Florida Heritage Championship. Plus, the Dark City Fight Club of Corey Chavis and John Davis, Damian Wayne, and Rex Sterling of Heartbreak Enterprises, finally got that right for once, with Sean and Phil Davis, Jason Rance of the YRR, the British Alliance, and others. IWA Mid-South debuts in the new IWA Arena tomorrow night. Now, if you're going to this event, I do have directions. You take I-80 to exit 134 Bragg Street. You go south, right if heading east, left if heading west, until you get to the 4-way stop at Laurelway Road. There's a Gas City gas station. Take a left onto Laurelway, past the Sheriff's Building, and turn left on the Cherry Hill Road. Hey, that sounds quite familiar. Like here, remember Cherry Hill Road? Yeah, thumbs up from my dad. Cherry Creek Court will be on the right before you get to the railroad tracks. Turn right and go all the way to the end of the road. The warehouse complex is where the arena is at. Go into the parking lot for the warehouse, and the arena is all the way to the end of the warehouse in the back. So, after you got all those directions, here is the card. Dingo defends the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title against Jimmy Jacobs. Jason Hades defends the Light Heavyweight title against Acid Jazz. Brass Knuckles on a pole match. Kimberly Cash is banned from the building, as it is Vito and Sal Tomaselli one-on-one. Prince Mustafa Ali against Chris Hero. Marche Rocket faces Troy Walters, winner, the #1 contender to the Light Heavyweight title. And Josh Raymond against Lionel Knight, plus Trick Davis, Michael Elgin, Quick, and other members of the Michigan Militia. And finally, Revengeance 5 IWC tomorrow night in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. Stevie Richards against Larry Sweeney. It will be Colin Delaney now against Fabulous John McChesney. Dennis Gregory against Jimmy Vegas. The winner will go to the IWC Heavyweight Title Tournament. Sexual Harassment defends the IWC Tag Team titles against the Best Around. 3-way is now Babyface Fire, Shima Zion, and Jason Gory against Cheech and Cloudy and the Gambino brothers of Mickey and Marshall. Logan Shulo faces Claudio Castagnoli. Michael Facade against Super Hentai. winner is the #1 contender to the Super Indy title, and Jimmy DeMarco against Shane Taylor. Now, in 1 week, IWA Mid-South presents the 2008 Double Death Tag Team Death Tournament. Here are the current teams: Sex, Drugs, and Wrestling of Ash and Chris Chambers, the Tough Crazy Bastards of the Necro Butcher and Toby Klein, Beer and Tits of Viking and Sexy Eddie, Devin Moore and Drake Younger, Vulgar Display of Power, Deranged and Brain Damage, Team JCW, Corporal Robinson and Too Tough Tony, Freak Show and Corey Shadix, the Hollywood Brunettes of Andrew Alexander and Kyle Matthews, the Technicians of Tyler Smith and Bob E., Ian and Insane Lane Bloody, Madman Pondo and Jugulator, Nick Gage and Danny Havoc, and Grits and Gravy, Michael Elgin and Sammy Callahan. The Global Gauntlet for Chikara is the 18th and 19th. Your non-tournament matches in Night 1 in Easton, the finals of the La Lateralito tournament, Lindsay Dorado and Jimmy Olsen will face Vin Gerard and Colin Delaney. Trios action, the Colony, Fire and Worker Ant team up with Jesse McKay against Crossbones, Ryan and Madison Eagles, and Atsushi Ohashi and Shinya Ishikawa will face Amasis and Ophidian, the Osirian Portal. And then your 5 Global Gauntlet matches for Night 1. Ryuji Ito against Mike Quackenbush, Yuji Okabayashi against Ultimo Breakfast, Jaki Numazawa against Ultramantis Black, Ketsumasa Inoue against Hollow Wicked, and Daisuke Sakimoto against Brody Lee. Now, Night 2 in Philadelphia features the Global Gauntlet. From what I'm guessing, it will start with the first man in each lineup. Once a man has been beaten, the next man will representing that team will go on until one entire team has been eliminated. So here is the lineup for Big Japan. This is their order: Jaki Numazawa, Atsushi Ohashi, Katsumasa Inoue, Shinya Ishikawa, Ryuji Ito, Yuji Okabayashi, and Daisuke Sakimoto. The Chikara lineup goes as follows: Gran Akuma, Fire Ant, Soldier Ant, Worker Ant, Eddie Kingston, Mike Quackenbush, and Claudio Castagnoli. The Super Smash Brothers Player Uno and Dos will face the Osirian Portal in a non-title match. Jimmy Olsen against Vin Gerard, Incoherence, Delirious, and Hollow Wicked against the Neo Solar Temple of Ultramantis Black and Crossbones, Lindsay Dorado against Icarus, and the Sea Donsters, Tim Donst and Hydra against the Unstable of Stigma and Colin Delaney. Shimmer is back to action on the 19th, where they will crown the first ever Shimmer Tag Team Champions. Here are some of the teams in the gauntlet: Rain and Jetta, the International Home Wrecking Crew, Lexi Fife and Malia Hosaka, the Experience, the debuting Ashley Lane and Nevaeh, the Australian Pink Ladies of Madison Eagles and Jesse McKay, and the Canadian Ninjas of Portia Perez and Nicole Matthews. AAW back to action November the 1st with Massacre on 26th. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot real quick. California Championship Wrestling on the 25th. A 6-man Newman City Street Fight. It's the main event. Sins of Saviors, Mike Rain, Brother Joe, and Vinny Massaro against Big Ugly Tim Thatcher and Hammerhead Drake. And the tag titles are on the line. The Bad Apples against the Associates. ECWA Super 8 tournament is on the 25th. Shannon Moore, Scott Reed, Alex Kozlov, Chase Del Monte, Aiden Chambers, Maverick, Locavita, and Frankie Arian are the 8 in the tournament. Now back to AEW Massacre on 26th Street on the 1st of November. Here are the matches. Tyler Black defends the AEW Heavyweight Championship against Keith Walker. Silas Young against Josh Raymond in a grudge match. Eric Cannon defends the Heritage title against Shane Hollister. And Ryan Cruz and Mason Beck defend the tag titles against Zero Gravity. And finally, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It's been a couple of weeks since we mentioned them. The 2008 Battle of Los Angeles, November the 1st and 2nd. 7 men have been named so far. They are Davey Richards, Chuck Taylor, Masato Yoshino, El Generico, Kenny Omega, Brandon Bonham, and Austin Aries. And that is the weekend in the Indies. The NWA next.